So last night somebody mentioned they wanted to go for a run today, so I am going to hold him to it.
I didn't say I wanted to, I said that probably I should do.
Well, we're going to go for a run. Let's see how that one works out. Where is he? Come on then. How was that?
You on the salsa?
It'll do you good.
Slimy and sleepy.
Oh, it's winter. But that wasn't too bad. Half an hour out for the first time in months and months and months. And we're both still here to tell the tale. So, time for a shower. And then
Asleep.
back to stripping wallpaper and painting and doing all the usual renovation stuff. So, not a bad day out. I think somebody's wondering what's going on. I'm not too keen on the room, are you? Pretty good. Good boy. So managed to do a bit of filling and patching on the walls in here today. It's not looking too bad. The ceiling's actually in relatively decent state of repair. I haven't got around to doing a full base coat, but I have done a mist coat and a new bare plaster, so hopefully that'll let any further emulsion stick to it properly. But I'm off to work again tomorrow, so just got to leave it as it is for now, unless Ben gets any chance, but I don't think he will because he's working over the weekend as well. So yeah, that's where everything's up to so far this week. See what else happens. So, a little bit of a change of plan. I only ended up going to work for the one day, so I've managed to get myself 2 extra days off work. So I'm going to carry on with this back bedroom now and just try and get just the white paint on the walls really, just so it's a bit more acceptable state, in case anybody wants to come and stay over for the night and then wake up with a jobs list to do the next day, because you know we like to get our friends to help out with everything. So yeah, a couple of days extra work, off work, gonna make the most of it, I think. So the issue that we've been having really is that where we've stripped off the wallpaper, some of the paint's come off and some of it hasn't, and it is so difficult to try and get it off. So we're just really conscious that we end up with like little lips between where it is. I don't know if it shows up on camera too well. So the plan is that we are building the difference up between bare plaster and the only layer of paint that was on the walls, by using some fantastic, really, really thick paint from Dulux. So we're doing a couple of coats of that, which then sort of builds it up and flattens the surface off a little bit. I mean, we're not going wild patching up loads of, you know, holes and things. We're just trying to get it presentable, because the house needs rewiring anyway, so we know that we're going to have to do a bit of replastering and things. But the aim is just to try and get the main majority of the surfaces flush, and looking a bit neater. So hopefully once I get another coat of that paint on, it'll all start to look a little bit flatter. So this is the paint that we're using to try and flatten out any imperfections in the wall, and it's Dulux's base coat, 3-in-1, covers common wall imperfections, and judging by the way that it worked in the master bedroom, it actually does do a pretty decent job. So yeah, we're quite happy with the way that it's turned out. Hopefully this room will be the same. Another beautiful sunny day. Actually, it's rather nice outside. So I've got a couple of coats of paint on the wall in the 3rd bedroom. Smooth things out pretty well. I just want to go over it with the sander just to try and smooth things off a little bit. I might give it another quick coat of paint today, but we have got a friend staying, so I do need to get the room ready for her arrival. Yeah, let's see how we get on today. Do is there's just little bits like this where I just need to go over it a couple more times, maybe fill in a couple of the lines, but overall everything's not looking too bad. So the only other things that I am going to do is just any of the wood trim, like up here and the skirting boards, not the door but the door frame, the architrave. I'm just going to give it a quick prime just so that it lifts a little bit in colour, just so it gets rid of the yellow, the yellowy colouring to it, so it just looks white and fresh. That's probably going to be the plan for the rest of the day, I think. It's literally just to get those bits done, get that bit couple more coats on it just so it blends in nicely and it's just white. And get the room ready for receiving our esteemed guest for the evening. Just one more thing is that behind the radiators, we haven't stripped any of the paper or painted behind here. That's because any of these radiator valves we found across the whole house really, if we even attempt to move the radiators a little bit, they leak. So that's going to be a job for a little bit further down the line. So people might be wondering why we're going to the effort of half doing the job. In terms of sort of giving a quick coat of paint to the skirting boards and things, and not fully filling the walls prepared for their final coat of paint. A lot of it's just because we just don't have the budget to kind of go hell for leather and get the house 100% complete straight away. So we just need to make it livable for the foreseeable. And we'd much rather do that with white walls that have some imperfections on them rather than old anaglypta wallpaper that was discoloured through its age. And obviously the woodwork was starting to yellow. Ignore the cat that just decided to walk through that. So the reason that everything's kind of going on a bit slapdash in terms of the paintwork on the skirting boards and architraves is because eventually they're all going to be coming off, new ones going on, so that won't be any problem. I'm not too bothered about infilling that many of the imperfections because we are going to have the house rewired. So that's going to require plastering and filling in imperfections at that point anyway. So I kind of just didn't want to make work I didn't want to do the work twice really. So we thought we'd get a whitewash on the walls, get rid of some of the bigger imperfections in the walls just so that we can then have guests over, put a temporary bed in there. It just makes the house a little bit more livable in the interim period until we are sort of able to move forward or know which rooms we're going to be doing first and what order everything's going to be in. So I thought I'd just address that because you're probably watching some of the videos thinking, why are they just slapping paint on willy-nilly on the woodwork? You know, I've not done any cutting in, not making it neat, because the woodwork's going to be coming off and the plastering is going to be finished off to a much higher standard when it comes to kind of like the final finish of the rooms and we know what the decor is going to be. So I just didn't want anyone sort of thinking they clearly have no idea what they're doing. There is a plan. Whether it's the right plan or not remains to be seen, but there is something in the works. Fingers crossed it works out the way that I intend it to. If not, the only thing it's cost me is a bit of time really. So yeah, let's see what happens. So the little guest bedroom is ready to receive a guest, rather than having them sleep on the floor on a mattress. It's nothing special, but it is plain, nice comfy bed and somewhere to charge your phone. What more could you ask for? So after an evening of debauchery and far too much wine, we're going to turf this one out, get some fresh air, and not do anything else on the house because I have to be up at ridiculous o'clock to go to work again. So let's go get some fresh air and try to cure this hangover.